It is so dark in here, what the heck? Alright, I think that's better. I feel like this was gonna happen eventually, seeing as my pseudonym, my nickname, my alias, if you will, is Barbie Movie Lover. I own all 36, 37 on DVD, so obviously my DVD collection is the best DVD collection in the world, but that's beside the point. So I feel like I am very equipped to make this definitive ranking. This is so likely been done before, but I want to do it, so I'm gonna do it. And remember, just keep in mind, this is just my opinion, so if you disagree with me, then you're wrong, because I'm always right. I did so much research for this video, aka I watched every single Barbie movie over again, and I took extensive notes so I could, you know, make this list accurately. So we're gonna start chronologically. Actually, let me talk you through the ranking, the tier list, if you will. So number 1, Ride or Die. That's like God tier. That's like, if I don't have this movie, I don't know what'll happen, you know? Then we have Yeah, I Like You. It's like, I will choose to watch it from time to time. It's not my favorite, but I will choose to watch it sometimes, you know? Then we have She Can Stay, and that's, you know, not the best, not the worst. If it like happens to be on, or if someone else wants to watch it, I'll be like, yeah, sure. Why not take a crazy chance? Why not do a crazy dance? You know what I mean? Then we have Meh. You know, the way that I would describe it, it's like it's forgettable, it's not very original, it's not very creative, but it's like, you know, it's tolerable. Then we have What's the Point, which, what's the point, you know? It's like I could have so gone without this movie. And then at the bottom we have A Fashion Fairy Tale, and I think that speaks for itself, but I'll get into that more later. So number 1, we have Rockers and Sensations. I'm gonna put that at She Can Stay. Kind of really opened the door for Barbie movies. You know, it's relatively old, so I feel like it's not like a classic for people like me who were born in like 98 till 2004 or something. I don't know. Barbie, Nutcracker. Okay, I loved when they would make Barbie movies like out of ballets. It really solidified my love for dance and for ballet. The only thing is, like, they added so many like weird elements into the story, and I was like, that's definitely not part of the actual ballet, but whatever. Next we have Barbie Rapunzel, and this hurts me, but I think I'm gonna have to put this at She Can Stay, because, you know, I did grow up with it and it is a classic, I guess, but it's just, there's just certain things like the stupid catchphrases, and there's so many confusing plot points, and I was like, I feel like if I, an intellectual 20-year-old adult, cannot follow this, and I don't feel like I followed it very well as a child. So next we have Barbie Swan Lake, and then we're gonna do Yeah, I Like You, because you know what? No. Hang on, quick intermission. We are changing things around because I feel like we need another row, and I'll explain why. Alright, so as you can see, I've added another row. It's called Essential, and it's like, even if it's not the best, I just gotta have it, you know? I just gotta watch it from time to time. Anyway, continuing onward, this video is a mess. Princess and the Mother Freaking Pauper. Okay, so arguably this is like the best one. I know amongst like Barbie stans, if you will, it's pretty widely considered the best one. It's the Prisoner of Azkaban of Barbie movies, if you will. Having said that, there are movies on this list I like more than Princess and the Pauper, just like how there are Harry Potter movies that I like better than Prisoner of Azkaban, but this is not a Harry Potter film. This is why I don't make talking videos. This is not a Harry Potter video. So continuing onward, Barbie Fairytopia, Essential. Honestly, no, you know what? Fuck it. Ride or Die, okay? Because there are actually so many funny moments. Like, when I was rewatching this, there were jokes that I was genuinely laughing at, because I was like, this is so funny.
I will only ask once. Where is your necklace? Where is it? I thought you said you'd only ask once. That's because I rarely wear it. Blue clashes with my eyes.
Spot on for a kid's film, so Ride or Die. Magic of the Pegasus. So I did not grow up watching this one. This was kind of missing in my DVD collection as a child. However, I do like it. I'm gonna put this at she can stay. Because there are some parts that I really dislike, like the freaking talking polar bear.
Don't tell me you're cold.
But there are also some funny moments, and I like how they made her a figure skater for this one as opposed to a dancer or a singer. All right, Mermaidia, essential. Essential. Perfect sequel. The whole like leftaroo bit.
Leftaroo.
Timeless. Absolutely timeless. Now this is the one. This is the one. Barbie Diaries, Ride or Die. It's going first place. I don't care if that's out of chronological order, but the music, amazing. Sky Sweetnam killed it on the vocal soundtrack. Killed it. This is the first time where Barbie's like in high school. She's not in like a fantastical sort of world where it's like princesses or fairies or something like that. So that adds a new element to her narrative of life, if you will. Okay, so if you have ever watched a movie with me and it's like, you know, there's like a typical love interest, you will know that every time he shows up on the screen for the first time, I say, and that's Brad, the hottest guy in school. I don't know what made me start saying that, but I've been doing it for years, and honestly, I don't think I'll ever stop because I find it funny. The first time Brad shows up on the screen,
I'll have that studious presidential look and survive the Jeep rides.
I'm like, wow, that really is Brad, the hottest guy in school. Hello, it is 2 a.m. I don't know if you can hear me because my computer's fan is being really loud because I'm editing right now. But I'm like editing and I'm like, wow, this didn't make any sense what I was trying to say. But pretty much what I was trying to say is this movie, we get a true, and that's Brad, the hottest guy in school moment by my definition. And I also didn't explain the whole Brad thing very well either, which is why I don't make talking videos because I never make any sense. But pretty much stereotypical like high school movies or like, you know, just kind of like rom-com movies, there's always like that moment where there's like the typical hot guy and his name's always like Brad or Chad or Kyle or Daniel or Christopher. I don't freaking know, man. But and it's always just like the moment where there's like the voiceover and the girl's like, and that's Brad, the hottest guy in school. So that's why I started saying that, and that's why that's what I was like talking about. Don't know if that makes sense. I find it funny, so I say that literally every time I watch a movie ever, and it's applicable. I'm talking for too long. I'm very tired, but I cannot sleep. Okay, goodbye. This movie effectively started my emo phase in 2006. I was like, wow, they're so cool. They're in a band. Like, they're freaking punks, dude. Like, genius. And also, I've come to realize that I look very similar to Courtney, and I'm so happy about that. I love that. Okay. So I would go as far as to say that The Barbie Diaries is my #1 favorite Barbie movie, and if that one is not it, then this next one is, and that is Barbie and the 12 Dancing Princesses. I don't know why I said it like that, but it's because I'm very excited and passionate about this, okay? So, Ride or Die, obviously. So I just loved the idea of dancing and then going to a magical world. Okay, the mocap is pretty good for 2006. The opening theme tune, so good. I remember there was a time when I watched it for the first time in like a couple years, and like I literally teared up when I heard like the opening tune. I feel pretty stupid, but I did not realize that all of the princesses, like their names, like from oldest to youngest, is the letters of the alphabet. It's like Ashlyn, Blair, Courtney, Fallon. That's not how the alphabet works, but you get what I'm saying. The only thing that I don't understand is why they didn't lie to Duchess Rowena that they were just dancing in their room all night. She was like, you've been out dancing. They could have just been like, no bitch, we were like dancing in our room, like whatever. And I remember when I was in the 5th grade, I was not supposed to be on point yet, but my friend's mom used to be a dancer and she had a bunch of point shoes that like were just not used, and she let me borrow a pair. not very safe, but she did. And I literally like cut out little circles with like the little flower patterns, and I like taped it all around on my floor, and I did her little magical world entrance dance, and those were the days, man. All right, now we have Magic of the Rainbow. And you know what? It's not as good as the sequel, and it's not as good as the first one, but it's a good ending for the trilogy. So, all right, now we have Barbie Island Princess, and she's gonna go and she can stay because, again, I didn't grow up watching this. I watched it for the first time when I was in the 6th grade. I was having a slumber party with my friend, and she also had Barbie movies on DVD, but she had the ones that I didn't have on DVD, so it was great. I do remember this one being advertised as like the musical Barbie movie, and with the songs, I either really hated them or really liked them. Like, I literally skipped that cheese song that the mice sing every single time. However, that duet that Barbie and the Prince sing, so good, so good. Like, Emmy, Oscar, I don't know, so good. Okay, now we have Mariposa and her butterfly friends, and there's so many annoying sidekicks. I hate annoying sidekicks so much. However, Mariposa, introverted queen, would rather stay home reading books than go out to parties because she's not like the other girls. But like, same. So, okay, now we have Diamond Castle. Again, this is another one I didn't grow up watching. However, the music is so good. You know what? No, I'm gonna put it on essential. I don't know, just the whole vibe, I just hit my nose, ow. The whole vibe of the movie is just so endearing and comforting, fantastical enough where like you feel that sort of, you know, fantastical feeling, but it's like also kind of believable as a Barbie movie can be. 3 voices, 1 song, amazing, except it's just me. Oh my god. So this is one of the other movies that I watched with my friend at that aforementioned slumber party. And I just remember okay, so the song goes,
2 voices, 1 song.
And then later on,
3 voices, 1 song.
and we, being 12, were so funny, and we thought instead of singing 2 voices, 1 song, and then eventually 3 voices, 1 song, we would sing. We were 12. We would sing 2 butt cracks, 1 song, and then eventually 3 butt. I still think it's really funny, obviously. Okay, moving on. Okay, we have Barbie: A Christmas Carol, and this one, yeah, I like you. Not much to say. Classic story, retelling with a Barbie twist. It's not great, but it's not bad, and I do watch it every year because it's a Christmas film. So, then we have Thumbelina, and honestly, environmentalist queen. Genuinely good character development. There's no love interest, which I appreciate. I low-key plagiarized this storyline for my 12th grade writer's craft final, and I got a pretty good grade, so Barbie and the 3 Musketeers. She can stay. Honestly, it's pretty underrated, but I don't find myself wanting to watch it, you know? Also, there's just this one part at the beginning where it's like Barbie's leaving home to go to Paris to then train to become a musketeer, and her mom is like, take Alexander, he knows the way.
And I want you to take Alexander. He knows the way.
Like, what the heck? It's a horse! Your horse just knows the way to Paris? Like, what the heck? Okay, next we have Barbie and a Mermaid Tale, and this is where things really start to go downhill, in my opinion. So we're gonna put this in meh. Like, they kind of tried to paint the moral of the story as being different's okay, but I didn't really get that, like, leading up to the conclusion, but whatever. Okay. So we're here now. Fashion Fairy Tale has its own little tier at the bottom. So here is a list of reasons why this movie sucks. This is the first Barbie movie that Kelly Sheridan, the voice actress, who was playing Barbie up until this point, is no longer playing Barbie. At this point, they had like gotten the Barbie formula down to like a science. Like, they had a love interest, talking pets, quirky sidekicks with accents, a villain, and it's like you could really feel it. The magic is so stupid, and I'm not expecting like really hardcore world building lore of a magic from a Barbie film, obviously, but it just makes no sense. Like, I can only suspend my disbelief so far, you know? Also, this movie just breaks the fourth wall. It's like they imply that Barbie's just an actress and she's been acting in all these movies this entire time. Like, I know that's not what breaking the fourth wall means. You know what I mean. This is a sticker that I was using to cover my webcam, but I uncovered it so I could do this. There was a part in the film where she was like, ooh, when I filmed Barbie and the Three Musketeers, and I'm like, what? What? You just ruined the entire Barbie universe. What the heck, man? I don't know. I don't know why this makes me so upset, but it just does, okay? The only parts in this movie that I like is the Ken side plot, because there was like this thing where Barbie thought that he broke up with her, but like he didn't. It was that really mean girl Raquel, who faced no repercussions for her bad actions, by the way. Bad message to children. And you know what? Get Your Sparkle On is actually a great song. You know what? Like the lyrics, get your sparkle on, show this world where you belong, when in doubt, glitter it out. Inspirational. So that's the only thing that saved this movie from being a 0 out of 10. And we have Barbie A Fairy Secret, and again, very formulaic. Quirky sidekicks with accents. And they continued to make the whole Barbie is an actor canon, and I'm like, please stop. I hate this. I hate this. The Ken parts were funny. That was very comedic and very clever, so that's what saved this a little bit. So I'm gonna put it in what's the point. Barbie Princess Charm School. Didn't grow up watching this. Don't really ever want to watch it. Alright, now we have A Perfect Christmas. And you know what? I'm gonna put this in meh. I will watch it at Christmas time. We have Barbie and a Mermaid Tale too. And you know what? I'm considering putting this in the Fashion Fairy Tale thing just because it's like, I hate it. I hate it, but you know what? No, Fashion Fairy Tale is reserved for a Fashion Fairy Tale. So we're gonna put this in What's the Point, because this was such an unnecessary sequel. The entire like plot of the movie was basically just her being like, you don't understand me, Mom. And that's about it, so. Princess and the Pop Star. I hated the To Be a Princess remix from Princess and the Pauper. This is where the themes that are common kind of start to switch. You know, it's less of like, ooh, that's Brad, the hottest guy in school, to more so like, you know, girl empowerment and like finding her own story. Be who you want to be. B-A-R-B-I-E, Barbie girl. You know what I mean? So, having said that, we're moving on to Barbie and the Pink Shoes. And you know what? I like this one. I like this one. I do like it. I'm gonna put it in Yeah, I Like You, because there's no quirky sidekicks with accents. The side plot between the two male characters, I think that's really funny, and they're gay and in love.
Whenever I go out, the people always shout, there goes on Jacob Jingleheimer, sing da-da-da-da-da-da.
You know what? Even though that's not canon, it's canon in my heart. So I'm kind of confused about the message of this, because like the whole problem that she's having is like she's a ballerina and it's like she keeps going against the choreography, and then the company director keeps getting mad at her and she's like, I'm sorry, it's just like the music just like overtakes me and shit. And it's like, okay, but if you were in an actual dance company and you said that, you would like get kicked out. So okay, now we have Mariposa and the Fairy Princess. What's the point? I don't even want to talk about it. I literally don't remember this movie at all. So now we have Barbie and her sisters in a ponytail. I'm gonna put this in meh. Don't really remember it. Some parts were funny. I will just say, when she like sees the horse for the first time and she's like, wow, you're so majestic, I'm gonna name you. I was watching this by myself, but I literally said out loud, Majesty. And then she was like, Majesty. And I was like, oh my god, I freaking called it, man. Pearl Princess, it was kind of funny. I don't really remember it that much, so it goes in meh. Then we have A Secret Door. Okay, the songs are really good. The storyline is creative. She goes into a magical world where there's fairies and mermaids, where there's no boys. Like literally at one point Barbie is like, oh, something 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 boys, and then one of the mermaids is like, what's a boy?
Boy in the flying carpet? What's a carpet? What's a boy?
And I'm like, oh my god, where is this magical world where there's no boys? I want to go. I want to live there. Princess Power. This is around the time when the new like Brad has kind of shifted into, instead of, and that's Brad, the hottest guy in school, it's now something that I like to say as, and that's Simon, the adorable nerd who's sometimes a love interest and sometimes just a male side character. I do appreciate how they don't paint Barbie in like a perfect light. Like, she has flaws and she has character development, so I like that. The concept of how she gets her superpowers being a radioactive butterfly kiss, I think that's really cute. So, Barbie Rockin' Royals, it is pretty Princess and the Pauper-esque, but it's not like a direct modern remake that Princess and the Popstar is. And the jokes are pretty funny, songs were pretty good. She can stay. She can stay. I don't find myself watching it that often, and I kind of forget about it. It's kind of forgettable, but overall it's pretty good. Like, when I do watch it, I enjoy it, most of it. So Barbie and her sisters in a great puppy adventure. My concluding note that I wrote down would have been a 6.5 out of 10 because I don't have a whole lot of criticism, but it's not very memorable. But negative 1,000 out of 10 because there's no quote at the end. If you know Barbie movies, then you would know that there's a Barbie quote at the end of each movie. There was no quote at the end, so you know what? No, I'm okay. She can stay, because it's okay. Not very memorable. No, you know what? I'm gonna put it in meh. Not very memorable, not the worst, but there's no quote at the end. So, okay, so Barbie Spy Squad, Kelly Sheridan is gone again. I like how they made it gymnastics. I don't know, I just don't find myself wanting to watch this that often. Barbie Starlight Adventure. I like it, I'm gonna be honest. Shooting Star, the acoustic reprise, genuinely a good song. I can be anything I dream, live a life that's made for me. I'll light up the whole world, I'll be shining bright. So good. Oh my god. Genuinely a good song, genuinely gives me chills whenever I hear it. The world building was pretty good. It was like easy enough to follow along. There wasn't like a whole lot of lore, but like it was easy enough to like imagine a past for like things to make sense, you know what I mean? And there's no villain. There's no villain in this movie. So that just kind of proves that you don't need to follow the Barbie formula for it to be a good and effective movie. So I appreciate that. The king in this world looks like Machine Gun Kelly. Am I the only one that like thought that? You know what? Fuck it. Essential. I like this movie. For a newer Barbie movie, I watched this a few times and I quite like it. Okay, Great Puppy Chase. What's the point? Not very memorable. Like, there's some funny-ish moments, but it's like just not very memorable and it's kind of pointless in my eyes. Alright, Video Game Hero. I love the character designs so much. So cute, so colorful. Love it. Creative. There's no love interest. There's no like villain per se. A lot of the jokes were actually pretty funny. Found myself laughing, so I like it. And last but not least, we have Barbie Dolphin Magic. And you know what? The message was kind of like, let nature live and whatever, but I feel like they could have conveyed that better. But it was pretty good, so it goes in She Can Stay. Alright, y'all, so here is the list. Like I said, this is just my opinion, so if you disagree, then you're wrong and you can go cry in a corner. I don't care. But you know what? Let me know your top 5 Barbie movies in the comments below. I am curious. You're probably tired of my voice by now because I'm sure tired of my voice. This is the most talking I've done in like, I want to say 6 months because of quarantine and stuff. So yeah, and now my throat kind of hurts because I've been talking for so long. I'm gonna go, and in true Barbie movie fashion, I'm going to leave you with an inspirational quote. So have a nice day. Goodbye. There's a diamond castle in my mind, and someday soon we're gonna find it. We're gonna find it. We're gonna find it. Like, so good. Like, come on.